Hey, it's Tuesday night, so it's time for another Choose Your Own Adventure. And tonight, Choose Your Own Adventure is going to be Sky Jam by Edward Packard. And this is Choose Your Own Adventure number 158. So here's a better look at the cover. Sky Jam, yeah. Sounds wicked cool. Okay. Alright, and then let's read the back cover. You're the star. 11 exciting endings. Do you have the moves to slam dunk with the best? You're a key player on the varsity squad, well on your way to an undefeated season. Years of drills and pure hustle have gotten you to this point, and now you've got to make it count. Your team has fallen behind in a clutch pride match with school rivals. You know it's up to you to make the big play and shift the game's momentum. You've just pulled down a long pass on a fast break, and you're all alone with the defender and the hoop. Suddenly, you feel a tremendous surge of adrenaline that makes you want to jam the ball, though you've never done it in a game before. If you play it safe, fake left, and go for the high percentage layup on the right side, turn to page 44. If you go with your gut and try to jam the ball all the way home, turn to page 8. But don't blow it. More than just the game is at stake. You could win attention from college scouts, maybe even make it to the state championship if you play your cards right. What happens next in the story? It all depends on the choices you make. How does the story end? Only you can find out. And the best part is that you can keep reading and rereading until you've had not one, but many incredibly daring experiences. I think this is going to be about. Hey, Rachel. I think it's going to be about the dangers of taking steroids, possibly. Maybe not. Ready? Are you ready for some tasty jam? Aren't we all? Okay. All right. And this book was originally owned by Shane Speicher, or I don't know how you pronounce it, Speicher. Now there's some other, don't miss any of these other great sports books in the Choose Your Own Adventure series. Skateboard Champion, we read that one. Behind the Wheel, might have read that one. Superbike, yeah, definitely read that one. Playoff Champion, I don't think we read that one. Roller Star, I think we might have. Haven't done Motocross Mania or Soccer Star. Don't think anyone calls dunking jamming. Well, hi, Sue. All right, and kids can't stop reading the Choose Your Own Adventure stories. Alicia, Chris, Costa, Brendan, can't stop reading them. Teachers like them too. There we go, Sky Jam. Look at that. Look at that amazing illustration there. I thought we did the car. Yeah, we did the car racing one. Yeah. It's illustrated by Tom Lapudola. And this was originally published April 1995. And it's rated for ages 10 and up. So the cover art is by Jeff Mangiot. And the interior illustrations are by Tom Lapudola. Sky Jam. Warning, do not read this book straight through from beginning to end. These pages contain many different adventures you may have on and off the court as an up-and-coming player on one of the hottest high school basketball squads in the country. From time to time as you read along, you'll have the chance to make a choice. You are responsible for the adventures you have because you choose. After you make a decision, follow the directions to find out what happens to you next. Think carefully before you act. Oh, you okay? That's all right. Valerie was just coughing in the background, so make sure. Bob, what's that?
Shredded wheat.
Oh, shredded wheat. It'll do it every time. Yes, think carefully before you act. You could lead your team to a winning season, win attention from college scouts, even play for the state championship. But it will take discipline, determination, and some heads-up ball handling to be a star. You'll be called upon to make split-second decisions, That could mean the difference between triumph and defeat. Do you have what it takes? Good luck. Let's see if we have what it takes. Yes. I am taking steroids for my poison ivy. I got it all over my arms and some other places as well. But I'm feeling much better. There's nothing new. You're excited for some ball handling? Aren't we all? I'm very excited about ball handling. Well, there it is, your dad says. You gaze up at the hoop and freshly painted backboard mounted over the garage door. The rim is exactly 10 feet above the ground. It looks higher. Thanks for putting it up, you say, but he's already passing the ball. You catch it and dribble in, then jump as high as you can. The ball slides off your fingers, hits the backboard, and bounces off the rim. You take the rebound, elevate, and hit a high, arching jump shot from the baseline. The snap of the net echoes in your ears as you bring your arms down slowly in front of you. You are in the groove. The hum of crickets in your backyard fades into the hum of cheering fans in your high school gym. Focusing on your memory of that perfect shot, once again you reach for a high, arching baseline jumper, only this time it rattles out. As you hustle back on defense, you wonder if maybe you shouldn't have been thinking about shooting hoops all alone in your driveway. This is the next to last game of the season for Wyndham, your school team, and hard as you practice, things just aren't coming together for you yet. A Davenport player grabs the rebound, fires it down court to their forward. A second later, his point instead of yours goes up on the scoreboard. And there we are shooting some hoops with our dad. Sounds exciting. This book is going to try so hard to make reading about basketball exciting, and it's going to fail so hard. Foul on, Dad. Poison ivy is an illicit place. No. It's just all around us. Yeah, I don't really know that much about basketball either, so... and this book surprisingly does not have a glossary at the beginning of the book, like some of the other ones did. I don't know why they chose not to have a glossary for this one. But, a lot of these words, I kind of can sort of guess what they mean. But, not always. Turn to page 2. You hustle to keep up. You get off a few good passes and drive in uncontested for an easy layup. A few minutes later, you try for a three-pointer. It whirls around the rim before spinning out. The action is fast and wild. You give it all you're worth, but you can't find your groove. The final buzzer sounds with Wyndham barely squeaking through what should have been an easy win. Coach Garofalo passes you coming out of the locker room. He's a big guy with tousled hair, full of energy. During the games, he's always pacing up and down, punching the palm of one hand with the fist of the other. Sorry I wasn't on today, Coach. He doesn't answer, just glowers under his bushy gray eyebrows. But later, in the locker room, he takes you aside. Look, he says, this is how it stands. If you expect any court time in the big one against Carthage next week, you'll have to show me a lot more in the scrimmage on Saturday. Oh, man. We want to get some court time on the big one. Everything is blurry for me. I think it's because my computer is struggling. Wow, we got to get ready for the big one. You're feeling pretty low as you wait for the bus after school, wondering if you're suffering from burnout, washing up after just your first year on the squad. Yeah, that's rough when you're 13 and already having a burnout. Life's rough when you're 13. So much responsibility. The bus arrives. You're about to get on when Fred Stauffer, a friend of yours, comes up. You never guess what I just found out, he says. What? Go on to the next page. Guess who's coming to Wyndham? Only Jeffrey Gordon. Jeffrey Gordon? The Jeffrey Gordon? You're putting me on. No, honest. His mother just moved here, and Jeffrey is coming to help her get settled. Don't tell anyone. We don't want any big crowds following us. But Bob Rosewall found out where the house is. Bob and I are planning to hang out there Saturday to see if we can get him to give us his autograph. Maybe he'll even give us a few baseball tips. I hear he loves kids. Want in? You mean it? You wonder what Fred has just told you. You ponder what Fred has just told you. It means that the town of Wyndham is going to be famous. Well, sort of famous. Jeffrey Gordon retired a couple of years ago, but he's considered to be one of the greatest basketball players of all time, maybe the greatest. Everywhere he goes is news. And the fact that his mother will be living in your town, and Jeffrey will be coming to visit sometimes, well, that's something. What do you say? Fred asks. You wince as you remember the practice game. Saturday is the team's last big drill before the Carthage game, you say. Turn to page 97. Race car. Shut up, Fred. Nobody likes you. Turn to page 97. Well, you tell the coach you can't make it. He'll still... Oh, sorry. Just tell the coach you can't make it. He'll still let you play. You laugh when you hear this. No way, Fred. The coach sounds as if he's ready to throw me off the team as it is. I've got no chance at all if I don't show up at the practice game. Suit yourself, but let me know if you change your mind. The bus is about to leave. You give Fred a quick goodbye and step on board. You sit by the window, watching the traffic, thinking, you have a chance to meet Jeffrey Gordon. And what's the point of blowing it just so you can knock yourself out trying to satisfy Coach Garofalo? If you did meet Jeffrey, maybe some of his greatness would rub off on you. Maybe he could teach you more than you'd ever learn from the coach. You decide to call Fred the moment you get home and tell him to count you in. But then another thought crosses your mind. Jeffrey Gordon would probably tell you it was more important to show up for the practice game. All this thinking isn't helping you decide. But decide you must. Saturday is coming up fast. If you decide to show up for the practice game, turn to page 56. If you decide to hang out with Fred and Bob and see if you can meet Jeffrey Gordon, turn to page 52. My mom wouldn't get off the phone. Sorry, I told her, Mom, I'm missing Skyjam. First I just saw the Mom, I'm missing Skyjam, and I thought that was like a choose your own adventure joke, because like, well, in this book so far you've talked to your dad, not your mom. Maybe you don't have a mom in this one. Maybe it's just a dad. Maybe he's like a single parent. Maybe something happened to our moms. To the mom in this book. I'm like making up a whole backstory about this. Alright, so we want to meet Jeffrey Gordon, right? Or Rob. I'm like, Bob's saying we should hang out with Rob. I mean, no, Rob's saying we should hang out with Fred and Bob. Yeah, Fred and Bob seem like cool people. I don't even know. So this is how little I know basketball. I don't even know if Jeffrey Gordon is a real person, if they just made him up for this book. Like Jeffrey Gordon sounds more like a race car driver, like a NASCAR racing or something. Coach Garofalo. So we're hanging out with Jeffrey Gordon. We're not going to practice. Okay. So we're turning to page 52 for that. You call Fred when you get home. Count me in, you tell him. Great, he says. Be here by 10:30 Saturday. That Saturday morning, you bike over to Fred's house, determined to have Jeffrey Gordon's autograph before the day is through. You show up around 10:30, just as Fred told you to. Bob Rosewald is already there. He's such a tall guy, you're surprised he didn't make the squad. Fred is wearing a backpack. I brought some drinks and corn chips, he says. We may have to hang out there a while, but I'm sure if we wait long enough, we'll see Jeffrey. How do you know all this, you ask? And here we are. And that's Fred and Bob. And there we are on our bikes. Never met a kid who knew what time it was, so 10:30 sounds suspicious. Yeah, exactly at 10:30. Oh, Jeff Gordon is a race car driver. Yeah. They're like, we're going to meet Jeff Gordon. He's a great basketball player. Oh, whoops, no, wait. I made one little mistake. He's actually a race car driver. Whoops. No, we don't want to get sued. They all seem to be the same height in this picture, so who's the tall one? I'm assuming that kid? Maybe? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not actually. It didn't even show us a picture of Fred, did it? Originally, I don't. Oh, page. Let me double check here. I'm confused about who's who. You know what? I'm not sure who's who. Because it never showed us a picture of our friend originally. Yeah. Anyways, all right. Go on to the next page. The guy with the glasses is Fred because he's a nerd. Yeah. I'll go with that. Fred points to Bob, who looks around as if to make sure no one's listening. Though, since you're all standing halfway down his driveway, you don't see how anyone could be. Don't let on, he says. My mom is a friend of the real estate broker who handled the purchase of the house. She told Mom that Jeffrey's mother moved here to be near her father, Jeffrey's granddad. He's real old. He's in the Crestview nursing home. You know, the one out on Route 6. Got you, you say. So where is this house you bought? Where is this house she bought, anyway? Sequoia Road. Fred shoots you a glance. She must be rich. Turn to page 45. I bet Jeffrey bought it for her, you say. I'm sure he did, Bob says. You know how much he's made from advertising endorsements? Millions, you say. Mega millions, Fred says. He holds out his wrist so you can see his watch. It's quite a ways out there. We'd better get going. Bob answers by hopping on his bike and racing down the drive. Fred follows, with you right behind him. About half an hour later, the three of you are chugging up Sequoia Road. You haven't been out this way in a long time, and you'd forgotten what it's like. Big houses with tremendous lawns. Great old trees. Most of the houses are set quite far back. You can only catch glimpses of them through the trees. You reach a property with a wrought iron fence running along the front. Bob comes to a stop and gets off his bike. You and Fred do the same. This is the place, Bob says. 61 Sequoia Road. The fence is about 7 feet high, with spikes on top, sticking up even higher. Beyond it is a dense stand of hemlocks. You try to peer through them. Where's the house? Back in there. Bob points to the driveway entrance up ahead, blocked by an iron gate. A tiny building stands next to it. A uniformed guard comes out and starts towards you. Turn to page 30. Well, this was their big plan, just go to the house and try to get in. just wait around for a while to see if he shows up. Good plan. It's the kind of plan a kid would have. I want to take my boot off, but I don't want to ruin Chris's broadcast. Boots off. Big houses with tremendous lawns.
Do you care if I do?
Oh, that's fine if you want to do that. Oh.
It's going to be loud.
All right. All right, page 30. You kids better move on, he says. This is a public road, Fred says. Not where you're standing. You're trespassing. Does Jeffrey Gordon's mother really live here? You blurt out.
Oh my God.
The guard looks slightly surprised. Maybe so, maybe not. We know Jeffrey is visiting her, Fred says. The guard reddens. He steps closer. I don't care what you know, he says. If you think you're getting anywhere near that house, or you're going to see Jeffrey Gordon, you're dead wrong. Hey, relax. We just want to get his autograph, you say. So do a million other people. Now keep off this property, or I'll have the police chase you off. He struts off to his little guardhouse, leaving the three of you to decide what to do. We could just wait here, you say. The thing is, Bob says thoughtfully, when Jeffrey arrives, he'll probably just turn in the drive, the guard will wave him on, and that's the last we'll see of him. Fred puts a hand on each of your shoulders, as if you were in a football huddle. Listen, he says, why don't we just slip around to the side and climb over the fence where the guard can't see us? Turn to page 82. That sounds like a great idea. Is this dude threatening to murder us? He seems like it. Yeah, we thought it was going to be about playing basketball, but yeah, it's actually just trying to stalk a celebrity to get their autograph. That happens sometimes. Bad idea, Fred. All right. We'll hide out near the house until Jeffrey comes, Fred continues, and then try to get his autograph. And maybe get arrested, Bob says. He's not going to arrest some kids, especially ones who are big fans of his, Fred says. He looks at you. How about it? Are you game? You feel game, but something tells you that you need to think this through more. Yeah, what's telling you that? Could be like a sense of right and wrong. If you say, let's just wait here, turn to page 14. If you say, let's try to sneak in, turn to page 109. So should we just try to sneak in? You're supposed to be the nerd with the good ideas, Fred. Apparently not. Apparently we do not have good ideas. Cops will handcuff kindergartners for having a tantrum. Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to bring the cops into this. Or do we? I don't know. Maybe we can. We're just 3 kids. We can probably sneak in, right? They won't see us. We should definitely sneak in because that's a terrible idea. Does anyone else think we should sneak in? Could just sneak in. Or just wait there. Yeah, sneak. Let's do it. Yeah, we're going to sneak in. Page 109. Let's try to sneak in, you say. The others agree to go for it. And the 3 of you back off and then bike down the road until you're around a curve, out of sight of the guardhouse. You ditch your bikes behind some thick bushes, then cut through the woods. Soon, you arrive at the iron grill fence that runs around the Gordon property. You walk along the fence. After about 30 yards, you reach a place where you can catch glimpses of the house through the trees. The house is a nice white colonial, big, but not as big as you'd imagine it might be. A 3-car garage and a little guest house lie beyond it. The main house has a porch that looks over a big lawn and fine old trees. This is as good a place to climb as any, says Bob, looking up at the top of the fence. Those spikes are no problem, says Fred. Just step in the space between them. Use them to lever yourself over, then jump. Someone give me a boost. Okay, but how will the last one get over? Bob says. Easy, you say. I'll go last. When you 2 are inside, cup your hands through the bars and make steps for me. In a minute, the 3 of you are over the fence and on the ground. Now what? Bob says. Turn to page 39. Now we get arrested. Page 39. Fred replies, let's get as close as we can and still keep out of sight. When Jeffrey comes and gets out of his car, we'll just walk up and introduce ourselves. Yeah, maybe he'll invite us in for a Gatorade, you tease, punching Fred's arm. I could use one, Fred shoots back. Bob spreads his hands as if trying to block a pass. Shh! Keep your voices down. Keeping low, you move through the woods as close as you can to the house. At the edge of the lawn, You stop to gaze at the old apple trees and towering oaks. "Let's get behind those shrubs," Fred says. "We'll be close to the drive and the house, but still out of sight." A minute more, and you've staked out your new positions. Suddenly, the front door opens. A woman wearing an apron, maybe a maid, steps out. You wonder if she can see you. She steps aside, and just about the biggest black dog you've ever seen slips past her. It lets out a single deep, loud bark, and makes right for you. And there's another one behind it. Turn to page 27. There's no chance of getting back to the fence, much less getting over it. Your only hope is the low-hanging branches of an apple tree near you. Not so low-hanging. You only have time for one leap, and you may not make it. But you don't think, you run, Bob and Fred running with you, and leap, hands outstretched, for the nearest branch. You grab it and swing your feet up, barely out of reach of the dogs barking and snapping at you from below. Glancing around, you see Bob on a lower branch, starting to climb higher. Fred is dangling from the next tree over, so low you're afraid the dog under him will pull him down. You're about to call for help when you see that a sleek silver sedan has pulled up the drive. Two big men are getting out. One of them is Jeffrey Gordon. He claps his hands loudly. "Jam! Jive! Get over here!" The boys bound toward him. Jeffrey, patting the dogs, strolls over to the tree, his friend following. They're laughing as if they've just heard the world's funniest joke. Jeffrey looks up at you. He's so tall, he doesn't have to look far. "You can come down now. These dogs are trained not to bite, just to scare you to death." Grateful, you drop to the ground. Yeah, look at that little dog. He just wants to play with the spike collar. I guess that's Jeffrey Gordon, and here we are up in the tree. Okay. Oh, don't worry, I speak jive. Oh yeah, what's that movie, Airplane? Mom, I found the racism in this one. Yep, we found it. Of course he'd name his dog Jam and Jive, right? Obviously. Oh man, you know the racism has to come up eventually. This is 1995, I think. Page 9. This is not. It doesn't have the 80s as an excuse. We're in like the mid 90s now. Jeffrey squats down a bit, so you don't have to crane your neck to talk to him. "Hey," he says, if you were able to grab the limb of that tree, you're going to be able to grab the rim of a basket someday." Jeffrey's friend, who looks familiar, but whom you can't quite recognize, comes over. "Just takes motivation," he says. "They have plenty of that just now," Jeffrey says, grinning. Bob and Fred come over and cluster next to you. "Climbed over the fence?" Jeffrey asks. You nod. "I thought so. Well, don't tell any more of your friends to try it. They might have to spend all night in a tree." Bob and Fred laugh nervously. "Look," Jeffrey says, "I can't talk now. I promised to help my mother with some things. Don't climb over any more fences. You can go out the drive." He grins. "The guard might bite you even though the dogs won't, but I'll tell him you're friends of mine." "Thanks, Jeffrey," you say, still slightly in awe. "No problem. You kids play school ball?" Turn to page 74. Well, we used to, but then we skipped practice. Now the coach kicked us off the team. "Yeah, but right now second string," you say. Jeffrey and his friend exchange glances. "Second string?" He feigns a look of surprise. "Well, maybe I can help you. I'll be here for a few days. Come back about this time tomorrow. We'll have a little clinic. See if you can do something about your game. Just don't tell anyone you met me, okay?" "We won't," you all say, shaking your heads. Jeffrey motions to his friend, who tosses him a cellular phone. He starts dialing a number. "See ya. The guard will let you out." He talks and starts towards the house, talking into the phone. Well, he has a cell phone. He must be rich. The three of you walk down the drive, half exultant, half keeping an eye on the dogs. They stand motionless, eyes fixed on you, as if daring you to come back. But you don't mind them. You have an appointment for a basketball lesson with maybe the greatest player who ever lived. Wow. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, a cellular phone. Yeah, we're going to tell everyone. What was that Jeffrey Gordon made the... He made what? Oh, sorry, I missed that, Rob. Is he really going to say that we're his friends? Yeah, I guess so. That's the only way we'll be able to get out of there without, like, the guard attacking us.
He said that he made Space Jive.
He made Space Jive. Yeah, it was like a direct-to-video imitation of Space Jam. Like it didn't have any recognizable cartoon characters. Page 22. On your way home, you split from Bob and Fred and stop by the 7-Eleven. Clive Wilson is waiting at the checkout counter. You've barely gotten to know Clive, though he's a real mover in your class. He catches your eye. You say hi. He hands the clerk some money and waits for change. He glances at you disdainfully. What's up with you? Not much, I suppose. Not much, I suppose. That's typical of this guy. He thinks he's so cool, so important. You feel like telling him who you just met. That would put him in his place. Clive would be so jealous, he couldn't stand it. You remember Jeffrey telling you to keep your meeting a secret. Still, you can't see what harm it would do to mention it to just one person. If you decide to tell Clive about meeting Jeffrey Gordon, turn to page 89. If you decide to keep quiet, turn to page 112. Here we are. Fresh coffee, diapers, milk. Reading some kind of basketball magazine. That's like Black Cat Cola or something. It's a cat. It says black. We don't know Clive a damn thing. I would love that soda. I sure would. Oh, 2 liter for only 99 cents. That's a pretty good deal. Wow. I want some soda for 99 cents. We need a poster of that soda. Yeah, that would be cool. But if it was like the whole poster. All right. So should we tell Clive about meeting Jeffrey? If you decide to tell Clive about meeting Jeffrey Gordon, turn to page 89. If you decide to keep quiet, turn to page 112. Oh, you can tell he's cool because he's holding some sunglasses. So a grumpy cat grumpachino. Is that a real thing? I'd like a grumpy cat grumpachino. Well, I stopped drinking coffee, so I just couldn't control my coffee consumption. It got a little out of control, so I had to switch to tea. Yes. Wow. Maybe if it was a grumpy cat grumpachino, maybe I'd make that one exception and have one of those. I mean, that's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Where was that? Where did they have a... You thought I drank it before? A grumpachino? Right, because I was Grumps.
No, I thought you literally did.
Oh. At a Starbucks?
I'm trying to remember.
Oh.
It was like a pre-made drink.
I don't remember having a grumpy cat drink at a Starbucks. Oh, well.
It was a while ago.
Yeah. Well, maybe this summer they'll have like special drinks and stuff. Jungle Gyms and also World Mart. Oh, that's where they sell them? Are those real places? Jungle Gyms, where's that? That's not in Massachusetts. Don't tell Clive. Yeah, so should we keep quiet or tell Clive? It's only one person. What harm could it do to just tell one person, right? Oh, and here it is. Yeah, Black Cat drink on the back cover. It's the best grocery store in the world. The Jungle Gyms. Oh, in Ohio. Oh, okay. So it's like a local place. It's kind of like Wawa around here. Like I'd never been to a Wawa before going to New Jersey for the first time. All right, so I'm assuming we should not tell Clive then. Doesn't seem like that's a good idea. Alright. Let's not tell him. Keep it quiet. Turn to page 112. Whoa. Clive is a bad egg. I agree. 112. You swallow your pride and just shrug at Clive's taunting. Gotta go, Clive, you say, and head for the door without buying anything. The next morning, you, Fred, and Bob bike out to Sequoia Drive. A different guard is on duty, but you give him your names and he waves you in. A few minutes later, you're doing something you'd never dreamed of, playing basketball with Jeffrey Gordon. It's the three of you against Jeffrey, but none of you can even get a shot off against him, much less a field goal. At least until he lets up. Then it's really fun, and every once in a while, he'll take the ball and stop the play while he points out something, like calling your attention to a gesture or a glance that is telegraphing your moves or shots, explaining how you shouldn't always start dribbling the moment you get the ball, or showing you how to pivot before moving off. That sounds like fun. They were like little kids, and like he's just like throwing he's like just getting basket after basket while they're just can't do anything to stop him. He's like twice their height. Okay, pivot. It shows you how to pivot. Sounds like very pivotal advice. Of course, nowadays I hear the word pivot more in like a figure of speech, to like pivot to something, rather than like literally pivoting. Page 55. After about 10 minutes of hard play, the three of you are pretty winded. Not Jeffrey. He's still moving as quickly as a cat after a mouse, shifting direction without missing a step, as if it's no effort at all. Sometimes he just seems to float around you, while your shoes feel nailed to the floor. After a while, he invites you to sit down at an outdoor table. A maid brings juice and soda. I've tried to give you a few tips today, Jeffrey says. I hope they're helpful, but they're just the beginning, and unfortunately, you can't rely on me as a teacher. He gets up from his chair. He's too polite to say so, but you can tell that the clinic is over. Turn to page 28. Jeffrey, you say, is there anything special we should remember? Like, sort of your secrets to success? He grins. Okay, here are a few key things to remember. 1. Be the best. Have total confidence in your game. 2. Compete not just to win, but to dominate. He eyes you a moment. You want to be the best? Sure, you say. He nods. Then make the hoop your life. Train hard. Practice hard. Always. During game time, have so much confidence that then you relax and dominate. You start to say something, but Jeffrey holds up a finger. Oh, you keep working on that vertical leap, and someday you'll jam the ball. He grins at you. I'm not going to have time to meet with you again. Hope you'll all be a little better because of working out with me. He flicks his hand in a little wave. All that remains is for you to thank him and be on your way. After missing the practice game, you know you won't get to see any action in the final game against Carthage. But you're sure you'll never regret it. You're determined to take Jeffrey's advice seriously. You have a feeling that it's going to make a difference for you in basketball. And in other things, too. Turn to page 105. Today we learned how to dominate. Just be the best. Just be the best, that's all. Just try not to suck. That's all. In everything. Oh, okay, that's it. I just have to be the best. Or I thought it was like something hard, like having to try really hard or something. So you can get like a really good vertical leap if you just keep practicing it. I didn't know that. Yeah, so devoted to basketball that we missed the game. They're the best jam is the Sky Jam. The real Sky Jam were the basketball stars that we met along the way. In the fall, when Wyndham's next basketball season gets underway, you start playing better from your first day on the court. By the end of the season, the coach is putting you in every game, but it's not until your last year at Wyndham that you really begin to shine. You're bigger and stronger now. You've got more confidence. You're more focused on the game, and you keep on improving right through the season. The whole team improves too. Everyone works closely together when you're out on the court. When you look for the ball, it's there. When you need to unload it, there's someone free to help you out. That's why Wyndham goes undefeated against a lineup of some of the best teams in the state, and why they're now facing the biggest challenge of all. Today's game with Lakeville will decide the state championship. There's a lot of hype leading up to the game. The truth is that you feel a little nervous, and when you hear that there are going to be college scouts in attendance, you feel a knot in the pit of your stomach. God damn it. What does that mean when you need to unload it? There's always someone free to help you out. I'm not sure what that means. Go on to the next page. You feel better once you're out on the court, warming up with the guys. Although Lakeville has been a powerhouse the last few years, Wyndham is almost even odds to win. Your coach says you've got the momentum to carry you through. You concentrate on that as you go out on the court. Suddenly, the moment you've been dreaming of arrives. Tip-off. An official lofts the ball into the air, and the big game has begun. I don't want to know what offloading means. Okay. Maybe there's a glossary. That's what we need a glossary at the front of the book for, to know terms like that. Here we are getting ready for the big game. Oh, they're even filming it, see? Wow. That's how important this is. You tried to offload, but you got jammed. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Rob. Go on to the next page. Your center leaps and bats it to your shooting guard, who starts to dribble down court. You run ahead and set up a defender, then cut to the left, take a pass, and drain it for the first 2 points of the game. Wyndham 2, Lakeside 0. The action continues at a breakneck pace, and the lead seesaws back and forth throughout the rest of the first half. There we are, getting a slam dunk, or whatever that is. Nothing but net. Turn to page 4. Drain it. I didn't know that was. See, we need a glossary for terms, those kind of terms, like drain it, Otherwise, it's kind of lost. We don't know what's going on here. Turn to page 4. Wyndham has worked especially hard on inbound plays. By the middle of the third quarter, it pays off. Your team catches Lakeside unawares on a few key inbound passes down court, converts on a few turnovers, and moves out to an 8-point lead. The streak is broken when a Wyndham forward is called for traveling, and Lakeside answers with 2 points. Then, when Wyndham takes the ball down on your next possession, a Lakeside player reaches around and bats the ball clean out of your teammate's dribbling hand, takes it, and drives hard towards the basket. You're in his way and in position, but he spins, twists, steps back over the 3-point line, and lofts it for a tree or something. Your lead is cut to 3. Wyndham's possession again. The ball comes to you this time. You bring it back up the court. You notice that your center is moving into a place to set a pick on your defender. With a quick crossover dribble, you could use the pick and drive straight through up the lane for a layup. But out of the corner of your eye, you notice another teammate wide open from 3-point range. An easy pass outside could be a safer bet, and a successful 3-pointer would shift the momentum of the game back to you. What do? You need to score here to protect your lead. If you decide to use the pick, turn to page 25. If you decide to pass, turn to page 38. Driving hard, dribbling hands, lofting for a tray. Jammed, raspberry. There's only one man who would dare give us the raspberry. Lone Star. Pick, pass. So would that be to pass it to somebody to do the three-pointer, maybe? You could use the pick and drive straight up the lane for a layup. So the pick. So Rob says pick. Valerie says pick. Rachel says pass. I guess we'll do the pick. That seems like the safer thing to do. If we do the pass, they may or may not make that three-pointer, so I want to keep the glory. Okay. Page 25 for the pick. Oh. It's a hard pass for me, dog. Page 25. Your center does his job perfectly, standing strong, taking a hard shot from your defender as he collides with him. This allows you to make your move and drive up to the hoop. The ball leaves your hand and finds the net just as a frustrated Lakesider swats your arm, drawing the foul. You make the foul shot to convert for the big three-point play. Wow. Riveting. Jam on a hot dog is called ketchup. That's true. We need to hot dog this jam. It's time to get into our groove. I want them to say that we're going to get into our groove again. In the fourth quarter, Lakeside comes to life. Wyndham has led the whole game, but some careless turnovers combined with great Lakeside passing whittle away your lead. You watch in disbelief as a simple pick and roll puts Lakeside over the top. Coach Garofalo smacks his fist in his palm and jumps up and down. You can't hear what he's saying over the cheering of the crowd, but you know it isn't nice. From then on, it's a tight back and forth battle, with Lakeside holding the edge. You are so caught up in the game that when you finally think to check the scoreboard, there are only 2 minutes left to play. Lakeside 64, Wyndham 60, and Lakeside has the ball. Their center, tightly guarded up above the key, passes along the perimeter and immediately gets the ball back. Another pass. Back again, using up time. The shot clock's running. The Lakeside center tosses the ball to the wing and races forward, looking for the give and go as he reaches for the post. I have no idea what all that just meant. Some basketball stuff is happening, apparently. The other team needs to catch up. That's my jam. Page 70. Turn to page 79. You're looking too. You leap at just the right moment and pick the ball out of the air, then dribble half the court before rifling it to a teammate in the wing. A hustling Lakeside player blocks his lane, but he shoots anyway. Swoosh! For three! An amazing shot under pressure. Lakeside 64, Wyndham 63. Now, Lakeside drives down the court with less than a minute to play. A Wyndham player guarding the ball handler commits too early. The Lakeside forward darts around him. He's fouled. 2 free throws for Lakeside. They sink one, then miss the second. 23 seconds. Lakeside 65, Wyndham 63, and your other guard has it, taking it up the court. A Wyndham forward is free in the post, but the pass to him is cut off. The Lakeside player bobbles it. Loose ball. Your forward recovers, but defenders swarm his shot. He dishes it to you. He dishes it to your waiting hands. You check your feet. You're good for 3 if you can make it. 4 seconds. Now 3. If you shoot for the game-winning three-pointer, turn to page 64. If you drive in for the layup, turn to page 32. We juice the blade and womp down the court, winging the jam into the bobble. Well, that's good. That's how you win. Go for the three-pointer. Rachel's like, go sports. I like that. That drawing there. That illustration is very cool. It's very You tell there's a lot of movement here. Wait, oh, we're both in the air. That's very cool. Wow. Go for the three. So Rob says we should go for the 3-pointer. Does anyone else think we should go for the 3-pointer? Yeah, nice that we got that one lesson. We just got that one lesson from Jeffrey Gordon. Okay, do the 3 points. That illustrator has never seen a basketball game. It looks like we're just like suspended in midair, like we're not even like moving. We're just floating. Like I don't know how like we jumped that way. We're like jumped at an angle. All right, so we're gonna do the 3-pointer. Okay. Sue, Valerie, and Rob say got to do the 3-pointer. It says it's the game-winning 3-pointer. So why wouldn't we choose the one that's the game winner? You cock your arm and let the ball slide off and up in a graceful arc. Everything seems to go in slow motion as you watch the ball sail over the hoop. It hits the backboard, comes down on the rim, and bounces into the hands of the leaping Lakeside center. He fakes with his foot, then rifles a pass to a teammate in midcourt as the final buzzer sounds. People are patting you on the back. Good game. Sure. You played real well, even if you did miss that final attempt. Sure, thanks. But what difference does it make? Your team lost, 65-63. Coach Garofalo comes up. You're almost afraid to face him after missing that final shot. I should have driven in for the layup, you tell him. It's so obvious. Send us into overtime. What do you mean obvious, he says. You might not have gotten it in for the layup. And if you had, you probably would have been fouled, gotten 2 free throws. If you hadn't made both of them, we'd still have lost. You have to use your gut instinct in a situation like that. And I'm not going to say yours was wrong. I still feel like I didn't think straight. No time to think on court. It's got to be automatic, he says. That's what experience is. That's what you need. And you're going to get plenty of it. I happen to know. He winks and turns to talk to another player, leaving you wondering what he meant. Oh, and there's everyone consoling you. They're like, it's okay. Just because you're a loser, you know. Just because you lost the game, don't feel so bad. The moral of the story, kids, is don't break into celebrity houses. Yeah, if you'd gotten down the middle, it would have tied and then gone into overtime, I guess. Are we crying? I don't know. I lost the game, no. Oh, my life is over now. That one dude is just leaning on you. What's this? That one girl is smiling quite a bit. Looks, I think she likes us. Yeah, I think she's. I don't know. You might have a chance with her. All right, turn to page 117. No, she doesn't. Yeah. Nah, you're right. She doesn't. Being a teenager is tough. All those hormones, you know. 117. A week later, you get a phone call at school, an offer for a basketball scholarship at the state university. You're so amazed and delighted that when you get home, you practice 3-pointers until after dark. The end. Well, that's a pretty good ending. I mean, that's how could it be any better than that we're going to get a basketball scholarship at the state university? That's the best. She's just a basketball stalker. Yeah, I didn't think they offered scholarships to losers. That doesn't make any sense. We didn't die. No, I don't think we can die in this book. Like how we leap up in the air and then like fall on our face and like break our necks. I don't think there's any ending in this book where we get killed. I mean, they could probably have something like, you know, I don't know. There's like the mafia is involved in like fixing the school games or something. Or if we can try to see what happens if we try to do the layup. I wonder if that would have succeeded. If we did a layup. Yeah, that was a little disappointing. Disappointing that we the Jeffries Gordon dogs ripped us into pieces ending. That would be pretty cool if that could happen. If we drive in for the layup. Let's see what happens if we do the layup. Alright, here we go. You drive inside for the layup. A lakeside player leaps to block you. You should take the foul, but instead of shooting, you dribble once underneath and float a baby hook shot over his outstretched hand for two. Lakeside takes the ball, the buzzer sounds, and you're in overtime. After a quick pep talk from the coach, you're center court again. For most of the overtime, play is even-handed. Both teams are patient and find ways to penetrate through the lane for easy layups. But with the clock running out, Wyndham gets a clean break off a rebound. You take a long pass from a teammate and drive down the court. The last couple of yards, you're airborne like you've never been before. You watch as your hand brings the ball all the way to the hoop, jamming it for the final goal. The stands go wild. Everyone is mobbing you, trying to get close, wanting to shake hands with the champ. I thought baby hooks were illegal. No, not this time. We got a baby hook. That's something that Jeffrey Gordon taught us. He taught us how to do the baby hook. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that guy he's wearing a suit to the game. Sometimes you gotta be fancy when it's, you know, the last game. When it's the big game. That's pretty cool. Wow. Wow, we're champs. This is so cool. Look how big and strong we are now. We really could tell we really worked out last year. Did we get to jam? We did jam, right? We jammed. Oh yeah, we did. We just jammed the ball. Wow. Oh man. Yeah. Well, that was fun. Yeah, I think I'll stop here. I think we got like the best ending we could possibly get. There's probably some other things we could do, but this seems like a good place to stop. So, yeah. Well, this is a fun one. I don't know. I really think we could have benefited from a glossary at the beginning of the book to like help us understand all the terms, because like a lot of that stuff I was like reading that stuff and like I don't think any of us understood. Like I don't even know if like I don't know if like baby hooks are a real thing and if they are illegal or not. Like I don't know if baby hooks are like a joke about something or if there like really is a thing called baby hooks in basketball and if they're like illegal. So I don't. You're welcome, Sue. Bye. All right. Yeah. So. Oh, Packer was showing off his cool 90s. Yeah, the guy was like probably in his 70s. No, he's like in his 90s. He's like still alive in his 90s now. So, this was written in the 90s. So it's like 90s. So he had to be like in his 70s at that point. You're welcome, Rachel. Yeah. So he was like not cool at all. He probably had to like ask his grandkids or something about all this basketball stuff. Especially since the internet was brand new, so like he couldn't really go on the internet, or like maybe there was like maybe like one like GeoCities page that he could go to that had like information about basketball, but not a whole lot. All right, yeah. So yeah, I guess I'll stop here and hope you all enjoyed this, and I will I'll be back in a week, I hope, and read another Choose Your Own Adventure. So, yeah. So I hope y'all take care, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.